Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, charaebarnes. How are you guys doing today? Oh, I'm moving the camera. How are you guys doing today? Oh my God, I see some of my beautiful people up in here already. Hello, hello. I see Big Bad Bull came through. Hi, hello, how are you? I love it, I love it, I love it. Miss Over the Top WME, Miss Colette, how are you today? How are you? And then we have my boy, Mr. M3 from Knowledge and Relationships. Oh, this would be the topic for you today. This should be the topic for you. I know at least two people in here. Okay, Miss WME, this is the kind of topic she likes, right? And I know knowledge and relationships, it's in the title. Okay, it's in the title. This is the kind of conversation we like to have today. Okay, we are talking about the Black nuclear family. But while you guys are coming in here, first, I would love for you to do, you already know if you've been here before, you know what I'm talking about. I would like for you to like the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you really like what I'm talking about, you really enjoy what I'm doing, hit that notification bell. All right. Yes. Now, the Black nuclear family. Why am I talking about the Black nuclear family now? If you're familiar with my content, then you know I like to talk about building the community. And when I talk about building the community, it's because the family brings the community together. It builds the community. You can't have community without people. And when people have family, they have things to worry about. Children and taxes and bills and all this other things, and where they and the schools, where the kids are going to, what programs are in the build or in the neighborhood. So that brings the community together and builds it. Because when people have family that they have to worry about and take care of, they take care and worry about that community. So we have to talk about family. And if you guys looked at that thumbnail, I had to bring a couple of families that've been in the famous or popular or whatever you want to say, these famous families that we know about that's been in that from the TV shows. Who did I have up there? I had the legendary Cosby Show. You can say what you want to say about Cosby, but hey, he brought us a nuclear family. Then we had who did I have up there? Oh, I had the Fresh Prince. Why would I have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air up there, right? Well, let me tell you why I would have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air up there. I would have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air up there because how many of us know a family member who brings in another family member who may need some assistance and needs some structure, right? Uncle Phil had structure. What did Will need? He needed structure, and he got just that. Something his mother could not do for him because Papa was not home. Maybe a fake story, but it's real. It happens, right? Then we had who else did I have in there? I had Blackish, and I had another one. For some reason, I can't remember one of the other families. Oh, Family Matters. Everybody got that annoying neighbor, but they still family the same, right? That annoying neighbor who ends up marrying your daughter, but you're not mad that he marries your daughter because he's a good guy. He's a good man, right? How many of us know the kind of guy that our daughters are going to marry? Know the kind of women that our sons are going to marry? Does that still exist today? I don't know. And I had Blackish, the most recent nuclear family on television. Still taking care of the parents. How many of us still take care of our parents? How many families do we know take care of the parents? How many? Tell me. How many? So all of them represented something. And if you follow me on IG, I had Good Times as the theme music. The theme music is Good Times. And you know, James was old school. He was old school uncle. Went to father. Went to work every day, gave the kids the whipping and all of that good stuff. All right? All those represent something that we all are familiar with. But we do not see it necessarily the same way. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to someone. I see some of you guys are coming in. Yeah, you did arrive on time. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. M3, I'm going to call you M3. You guys make sure you go follow and subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships, because what I'm talking about, they like to talk about, right? Because it's important. So that's family over there. That is family. Get the likes up. You heard them. Get the likes up. You see, you see Colette showing love over there to Knowledge and Relationships. We family over here. We are family. Okay? Yes. Shout out to Mr. Best. Mr. Best. Okay? That's family. Yes. We are in the building. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. What'd he say? Uncle Phil and the banks needed to be reminded of the struggle. Yes. Yeah, they did. You're telling the truth. They did. They needed a reminder of the struggle. And sometimes that exists, right? Hey, Miss Juana Chica, how are you? Welcome over here. You are more than welcome. That is another Chicago native. Everybody go subscribe to Miss Juana Chica's channel. She over there does the gems. She does the jewels. Okay, ladies and gents. All right. You guys go subscribe to her channel. She has great topics. One time she had me over there as a panelist, and I had a wonderful time. We were talking about relationships as well over there. What women want. That's what we were talking about. And you guys go check out her channel. She does great work. I like the setup. I like what she's doing over there. It looks wonderful. It looks beautiful. So be sure to go to my Chicago native, okay? Go to my sister Chicago and go check her out, all right? All right, let's get over here. My dad is James and Phil Ratton one. I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah, those James, man. You be upset about them whoopings, but you know when you doing bad. You know you doing bad. Might as well just take that whipping and keep going. Okay, keep going. Hello. Hey, okay, so I'm so glad he's over here, you guys. I have an interview tomorrow. I'm going to post the stream and everything, right? I'm going to have an interview with this brother from the Chicago area. And this brother over here is doing amazing things. He is feeding the people vegetables, things that we need. And if you're from the hood, you know how important it is and how rare it is to find foods that you need. And you know, at my channel, we highlight beautiful people. We highlight people who are contributing to the neighborhood. So thank you for being here. Okay. Thank you. And this is a call-in show, just in case you didn't know. I'm going to drop the link after I do my little spiel, have my little talk and say whatever I want to say, right? And then I'm going to add people on if they want to contribute to the conversation, because I have questions. It's really only two, just two, really. But I still have questions because we have to build this, okay? I feel that there are pockets of areas where people still have the nuclear black family. However, let's spread it. I want it to spread like wildfire, okay? Let's see if we can do that. Okay, let's see. Yes, show love to him. Show love to him. He is doing great things. I want to shout him out. Shout him out. Yes, it was good. It was really good. No problem. You know, we got to show love over here, okay? We definitely have to show love. So let's talk about this relationships. There's a couple of questions I'm only going to ask. It's not many. It's only two, because I feel that they can kind of expand and kind of, we can go all night with these, okay? So here's one in particular. Where do we start to bring the black nuclear family? I'm going to give my thoughts first real quick. What can we do to bring it back? There are so many of us who don't even see it. We don't even know what it looks like. And we sincerely we have no idea. We have no idea. And a lot of times I like to personally learn from others. That's how I like to learn. I like to learn from others. I like to pay attention to others, see what others are doing, right? And see how I can contribute that to my life. See how I can bring forth ideas that can bring what we need to the community, you know? Bring what we need to the community. And this, I think some people actually had, I was watching a live stream last night. Shout out to this brother. Oh my God. Can we just give a round of applause to this brother? Last night, I was watching a live stream. Shout out to Black Man Unfiltered. If you guys are not familiar with Black Man Unfiltered, I would love for you guys to go subscribe to his channel. He does great work over there. Go subscribe to Black Man Unfiltered. Well, he has unfiltered conversations, okay? Okay. Plus, the man is smart. And that, we can appreciate a smart man, okay? A smart man. You show me you got a little brains. We probably gonna have some conversations. We like smart men. We appreciate smart men. So he had a brother on there that I had not once could I find a way to disagree with him. I couldn't find it. And I believe his name was Real Daily. Real Nathan, Real Day. So somebody help me out, because I'm pretty sure you guys watched the stream. He was dropping some gems. What? That man is smart. Okay. What he was saying was amazing. Anybody know what that man's name is, or whoever? Hey, shout out to Lucky. That's my girl over there, Lucky. She's one of a kind, you guys. She's kind of interesting. She's kind of interesting. I love her the same, I promise. She is one of those kind of people. When you start talking to Lucky, you gonna get the real. That's all I gotta say about that. You gonna get the real. Okay? It's no qualms about it. No qualms about it. I love it. Hey, and Mr. 100 Watts. Hi, how are you? How are you? How are you? Yeah, you think that was his name? It was Real Nathan Daly. I think that was what it was. Real Nathan Daly. Okay? Real Nathan Daly. So I really liked what the brother was saying. And he was saying some real gems. He was dropping some real gems, trying to let the people know that, hey, when it comes to the Black community, we have certain issues and problems and things that we need to resolve, right? And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, yeah, we do, right? We do. And he was, boy, he was talking about how he followed Marcus Garvey. Okay? If you're familiar with Marcus Garvey, then you know what kind of man what kind of man he is. I don't even, not even sure I have to say more than that. Okay? And then the other question that I'm going to ask us today is, if we don't have the answers, who does? Where can we get the answers if we don't have it? Because at first I ask you, like, where do we start to bring it back? And some of you may be stumped, confused, try to figure it out, whatever it is. Okay, cool. It's all right. If that's the case, though, if we don't have the answers, who does? I would love to know, because we have to start somewhere. Okay? Are you talking about the brother I was talking about? Mr. Real Nathan Daly? Let me see if that's his name. Okay? Let me find out, because I subscribed to his channel as soon as I saw him on Black Man Unfiltered. I really did. It's a certain kind of mentality that comes with understanding that, let me see, he's in here. That comes from Real Nathan Daly. Let me go ahead and show you his channel real fast. Here he is. Here he is. Hopefully that clears up. Come on, Cameron. You know what to do. Maybe I gotta do this like the there it is. Real Nathan Daly. That guy is smart. That man is smart. Hello. Hello. Yes. You guys go subscribe to Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life. That's a married couple. Been together for years. I think they have 20 plus on each other, with each other. I think it's like 7 unmarried, and then it just goes way higher than that after that. Also, you guys, I see somebody else in here who is new to the channel, but not new to me. New to you guys, but not new to me. Media Leaks. He is a Chicago native. I went to school with this brother, grammar school and high school with this brother, and he does great media work. I think you guys should go check him out. Go check him out. Okay? I want to shout out him as well, Mr. Media Leaks. He does great media work. So I appreciate it. What if we have the answers but choose not to follow, then what? That's a good question. That's a good question. And I'm about to go ahead and drop this link real quick. Are you guys ready to call in and answer some of these questions? Are you guys ready to call in and answer some of these questions? I'm about to put it in here. Let me see if I can answer this question really fast. What if we have the answers but choose not to follow, then what? If you have the answers and you choose not to follow, then I don't believe that you believe it can happen. You don't believe it can happen. You don't have enough information or enough faith or imagination to make it happen. And I'm using the words of real Nathan Daly. That's what he said. Once you start doubting yourself and doubting whether or not people can do it, you don't see it. You don't see it as a possibility. And how could you not have faith in your people? That is a question. I think that's the better question. I don't know. Do you believe that you can be married? And then also, because that's something you say, Miss Colette, that not everybody needs to be married. Not everybody deserves or needs to be married. And I agree. Because some people don't have the temperament and the ability to really live with someone on a regular basis. That takes a lot of energy. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to have somebody in your life who's going to be there, right? It's a beautiful thing. But if you don't believe that it can happen, then why are we having this conversation? Definitely stay. Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you something, you guys. Right now, since we are talking about relationships over here, the Black nuclear family, I'm going to shout out all of my couples and relationship YouTube channels. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can get. Maybe I need to put this down for a second. Okay, maybe. Let's see. Possibly. It's very there it is. Oh, let's light that back up. Okay, there it is. You guys go follow Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life. That's a beautiful couple over there, okay? Also, make sure you guys follow my sis real quick. Make sure you guys go follow her. She talks about marriages, and she is a married woman herself, been married for 11 years, I believe she said. 11 years. Since we're talking about relationships and couples, right? Also, we're not done. We're not done. Another woman who is married. She's in the chat. Chicago native. She is married. Not sure how long. I think it's been about 5 or 6 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, Juana. 5 or 6 years she's been married. Okay? See, I pay attention. I'm an unmarried woman, right? So I pay attention to married women. And I listen to married men. That's what I do. I pay attention to married women. Why do I pay attention to married women? Because I want to be a married woman. How are you going to try to be something that you're not? It's only one way to become something that you're not. Watch others who do it. Plain and simple. I watch my auntie. That was my personal watch, right? Oh, we got my favorite caller. Just came up here, you guys. We'll go ahead and bring him up in a second. Right? And then at that same time, I'm going to pay attention to the women who's out here doing it. What am I going to do? How am I possibly going to say I want to be married, but I'm just going to go off a whim? I didn't grow up in a two-parent home, so where am I going to get the information from? We're talking about the black nuclear family. How can we get back to the black nuclear family? I want to follow some black nuclear families. Okay, that's what I want to do. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I want to do. Yes, watch by examples. Absolutely. Watch by examples. I enjoy shelving them today over the top, listening to our brothers. It's how I'm keeping an honest perspective. Exactly. If you're a woman, watch the women and listen to the men. Watch the women and listen to the men. That doesn't mean not listen to the women as well. When they're giving you advice and they checking you and holding you accountable and let you know what you should and shouldn't do as a married woman, listen to what they're saying as well. But the thing is, can't nobody tell you better how a man will feel or think other than a man. Now, a woman could definitely show you the ropes, baby. You better listen to that woman. You better listen to that woman. Hey, shout out to Trash Can Waves. Okay? Shout out to Trash Can Waves. That's a dope brother over there. He's interesting. If he's interesting, you have to take something away from both. Absolutely. Take something away from both. You have to. Absolutely. Take something away from both. There's absolutely no way you can say, hey, I want to be married and don't listen to no man, but you want to have a man. Excuse me? Excuse me? Make it make sense. Okay? Make it make sense. Over the top WME, I got a hole in my wheel. I had to search out replacement before work. Okay. Let me go ahead and bring in my first caller today. And anybody else, let me limit it because I want to pin that comment. So before I bring you up, I see you back there, Mr. Best. Let me just make sure that I pin the comment that I have so that people who want to come in can. Let me just pin that. And also I have an opinion about Blackish. It's pretty interesting. I look at them as today's Cosby Show, and that may sound crazy to some people, but I do. And I have my reason. You want to know why? Pin message. There we go. You want to know why? Because the reason why is because they have that black nuclear family, right? And then both parents are entrepreneurs or business or have serious jobs just like the Cosbys, right? So, hey. But let me go ahead. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and bring in my first caller, okay, you guys? I want to give this person a warm welcome. I love this person. They're absolutely amazing. Always giving me love. Always making sure people in the YouTube space are getting the love that they need. So, of course, I have to go ahead and bring in love for him. What? We got to do this. Mr. Best in the World.
Thank you, family. Thank you.
You're welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm relaxing today. I guess it's somewhat of an off day. I guess,
Well,
but
yeah, you don't
yeah,
sound as hyped as usual. What's going on?
it's
Oh, you
somewhat of
don't
an
want to
off
share?
day.
We can talk later.
No, I'm relaxing. That's what it is. I'm
Oh,
relaxing.
okay.
Shoot, I'm
Okay,
relaxing.
okay. So what do you have for the top? Let's bring in the first question because I would love to hear what you think. Where do we start to bring back the black nuclear family? Now, just for reference for the conversation, you are married yourself, correct?
I am loved.
Hey, he is loved. Okay. Where do we start to bring back the black nuclear family?
um, we start to bring it back. I would say it starts at, and hey Wanda, what's going on, sis? What's going on, family? It starts with hey relative vibes. It starts with, I would say, the old heads taking accountability and responsibility for how they've dropped the ball. You know what I mean? It's
Say
like,
that one more time. I apologize. Say it one more time.
no, I'm
What's
sorry.
that in the background?
That was my phone.
Okay.
Notifications as always. Sorry about that.
Mhm.
No, I would say it starts with the old heads taking accountability
Mm.
and responsibility for how some of them, not all of them, but some of them have dropped the ball. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And some of them have dropped the ball because they wanted to be in a drug game, or they wanted to be hustlers to stick up kids or whatever. All
Mm-hmm.
right, and they wind up, you know, taking penitentiary chances and doing penitentiary time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And then also starts with those who, you have also those who like basically, they use what I've seen too. Some old heads like, they'll use religion to not take responsibility or accountability for certain things. You know what I mean? Where they'll be like, well, God doesn't say I should do that. And, it's like religion doesn't tell you to be a coward, though. And they'll tell you not to help the youngsters. And they'll tell you, if anything, religion always implores people to take care of those that are poor and needy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just like, you have a lot of that, too. So I think, with that being said, it definitely, it's got to start with the older heads because they're the examples. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I,
So,
I I think I can get with that.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's unfortunate right now at this moment that I dropped the link. I dropped the link over there. You should see it right at the top of the comment section where uh yeah, where you can go ahead and call in. It should be right at the top. I'll drop it again just for you. Just because you're a first time caller, right? I'm gonna do it. And that's my guy right there. I love that man. We go back. We go back. I know him before he had his tattoos. Okay? But yeah, so so yeah, I actually agree with you. This, but one of the things I want to give a caveat and a little context to is definitely listen to the OGs. The OGs are going to give you some perspective, the possibility, the pop that you possibly need, right? But also make sure you know what they're telling you. First, understand if you are a person who believes in marriage, right? And you want to get married, whether you are a young man or you are a young woman, the one thing that I do need you to do is when that person starts talking and they start speaking in a way that they downplay or they don't believe and they sound like they have no faith in marriage and all of this sorts, walk away. I had to say that because sometimes as a youngin, your mentality can get skewed from an OG who's been hurt and hasn't learned from their mistakes and came to an understanding. If you're still speaking from a place of bad faith, how can you assist someone else? How? You can't assist someone in bad faith in an area where they are seeking some knowledge and information. So be sure to make sure that that person 100%, okay, is coming from good faith, man or woman, because sometimes people want to say, I've heard men and women talk about relationships and marriage from a space that is detrimental, and if you young and you hearing that, it can skew you. Okay, it can skew you.
Can I speak
All
to
right,
that?
it's okay, Wanda Chick. It's all good. I appreciate the fact that you are here. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here in Knowledge and Relationships. I did this a little early because I knew I was probably gonna get a little uh something. I wasn't sure if people were probably going to call in as much as they could just for the simple fact that the hours that I chose. I know Juana Chica is definitely in Chicago, so we're in real time. I know what 5:30 is, just getting off work and things of that sort. But I felt that this conversation was necessary, and then also there are some channels that I want to go chime into. Okay, We're gonna have these conversations though. We're still gonna have these conversations. Now you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to speak to the point you just made.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say walk away. I would just say ask them why do they feel that way, because
Okay.
sometimes you could just kind of see when you ask why, that allows you to maybe avoid their mistakes. You know what I'm
I
saying?
can hear that.
Like, because then it's like, oh, okay, cool. I know what not to do now. Or I know
Mm-hmm.
what to do. I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of
Yeah.
shows you. It gives you a roadmap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you can kind of avoid the pitfalls and things of that nature. Now, I would say after that, you know what I mean? If you once you are set and you align with your goal and you're going for it, then yeah, you may want to definitely have some and explain. Hey, look, I appreciate your advice and your help. You know what I mean? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I just need somebody who I could I've learned from what you show me, but I need somebody that's actually who actually still believes in that as well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that
Yeah.
way, they don't feel offended. They don't feel like, oh, you slighted them, whatever. Like
Okay.
they still feel like you actually took what they say. Because I've heard both perspectives from older people. I've heard the ones who are like, yeah, man, stay with the person that you're with forever, and it could be great. And I've also heard the ones where it's like, look, man, you know, don't do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or don't rush into this, or wait to make decisions on this one. The one thing that I would say that they all do say is
Mm-hmm.
that they all will tell me to definitely, when making decisions, take my time and process it.
Okay.
That's the one thing that like I've always hear older heads say, like, especially the ones that I talk to. It's like, take your time, you know what I mean, and and don't rush things, but you know what I mean, have an understanding that when you make a decision, especially a life altering decision,
Mm-hmm.
responsibility that that's going to mean for you and for the other person. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I think having those, having that reality check, because sometimes it's like, all right, yeah, I want this and I want that, and it's like, all right, that's cool. You know what I mean? That you want those things, and there's nothing wrong with the things that you're going after, but understand that even with every blessing, there's still an amount of responsibility. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I,
Like,
I I agree.
yeah,
So I like what you said because what you basically spoke to is uh chew the meat, spit the bones out, right? And that is so
exactly.
that's smart thinking. And the reason why I guess sometimes I get a little harsh when it comes to the youngins and saying so black and white, right? Is because unfortunately when it comes to young men and young women, unfortunately, they don't know they don't know sometimes when to and when not to. So I would to pick up off where you came from, I would say make sure you get enough perspectives in order for you to really come to a smart conclusion. Because listening to too much of one can skew you. You know what I mean? Skew your
Yeah,
mentality
yeah,
and the way you're
yeah,
thinking. So
yeah.
I definitely now what is everybody over here talking about, Mr. Blind Guy? Let's see what they're talking about over here in these comments right now, right? Hey, we appreciate you schooling us on the real alpha male trash can waves. I have a dad and three brothers. Yep. And we know to show much respect to my 81-year-old dad. Completely. You
Oh
gotta show
yeah, he ain't
respect
playing
over
that.
there.
He definitely word.
Definitely. One that she could say she got married in April 2021, but been with her husband for almost 5 years. Yes. And sometimes you gotta spend a little time with somebody, right? Also, shout out, salute to the married ladies. There's nothing out here to be running around about. I know that's right. It really isn't, okay? These streets are Lord.
Vicious.
It's vicious out here. Miss Over the Top said, I asked my 9-year-old daughter and she said parents stop fighting and one parent needs to be at home with the kids. What you think? I agree. One parent should be home with the kids. Now, stop fighting? I would wonder what kind of fighting we are talking about. I would say yes, the fighting, but I do believe that it is important that kids do see a healthy conversation or debate between parents so that they know and understand that marriages are not rainbows and unicorns and cotton candy, right? So they understand
Exactly.
that. Now the fighting in front of the kids, no, I agree. Because then that can potentially damage the mentality of receiving information and the beauty of marriage. So, but having a healthy debate with your partner in front of the children, depending on that debate, right? Some debates the kids may not need to hear, depending on that debate. Yes, have those healthy debates so the kids can understand, hey, this is how adults have conversations, right? And that's I feel that is extremely necessary because if you think it's cotton candy and rainbows all the time, then that's gonna skew your mentality as well, because it's not. LOL. This multitasking life we have, right? Want to check out? I'm always in somebody's live stream while my kids are in rehearsals too. It was shout out to you guys for doing that. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the super moms. The super moms out there. That's they're over there having a conversation. My auntie is a super mom. She full-time job, helped the kids with their homework when she got home, cooked dinner, made sure her husband ate, right? And did it all over again the next day. Shout out to the super moms, okay? Because in today's society, if your husband does not make enough money to provide uh, financially, and you still are doing the housely duties while making sure that you contribute to the household financially, kudos to you. Oh, kudos to you. It is not easy out here. Okay, it is not easy. Uh, if you want to be married, you need examples. Nowadays, there are so many groups on Facebook to network and connect with like-minded people. I agree. It definitely is. It definitely is. Over the top WME, everything good. Just this type of will, very difficult to find, but I found a specialty dealership that had it in stock. I'm not know what are y'all talking about. Would have been cake if it was just a tie. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. I'm sorry. Go check that out. Make sure you take care of that trash cans. What's up to the women that left her 16-year-old home to babysit a 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old was found walking in the streets? Oh Lord. Okay, we're not gonna I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. We're not going to talk about that because I have no knowledge of that, Mr. Trash Can. Okay. Now, next to this next question, real quick, while I have you up here, Mr. Best. Thought Mr. Leaks was going to call in. Maybe you don't have to cam up, Leaks. You don't have to cam up. If you can't, as you can see, Mr. Best is not cammed up. You don't have to cam up. You one of my peoples. You one of those that do not have to cam up. There's certain people that don't have to cam up on my stuff. You one of them. If we don't have the answers, who does? Who can we learn from, Mr. Best? Outside of the OGs, what examples can we look at and pay attention to say, hey, let me pay attention. Let me try to learn something about marriage. Mr. Best, you still there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, struggle streaming for a minute. My bad.
It's all good. So what do you think? If we don't have the answers, who does? Who has the answers to help us? If we don't have the answers, who can I pay attention to and look at and say, hey, you guys seem to get it right? Who do I pay attention to?
I think sometimes we do have to look outside of Western culture sometimes to
Mm-hmm.
see how other people are structured and how they structure things and make things happen.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes we just get sucked into reality TV or the messages that they filter through us on television, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? We were taking that as examples, but those are not, all the examples that we have, nor should be the only examples that we're looking at. So that's that. And then secondly, do your research. Um, read some books. You know what I mean? Read a lot of books. I read a lot of books. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, go to, center yourself around people, things, images, and media that will definitely help you to have a worldwide view. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is just bigger than you and your neighborhood. It's just bigger than you and the people that you see. But and I would say, I would say, sometimes we have to rely on somebody else's family in order
Yeah.
to get the answers that we're looking for. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
sometimes we think it's just our family, and our family could unlock some things. You know what I mean? But sometimes we gotta look outside of that too. Because maybe, like you said, like how you didn't grow up in a regular, black nuclear family home. I didn't either.
Yeah.
So based on that, it's like you gotta sometimes you gotta grab examples from however you can grab it. You know what I'm saying? And ask questions. You know what I mean? Hey, there's as they always say, there's no such thing as a dumb question because there really isn't. If you don't know something or you're trying to figure out something, especially when it comes to just trying to figure out how to build your own family or how to have a better sense of family or whatever, what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ask questions. What I mean? Listen, I don't know this, and let it be somebody that you actually trust. What I
Yes,
mean? I trust this
please.
person. I can ask them something, and I know that they're not going to judge me, and I know that I can just be free and just tell them how I really feel. You know what I'm saying? And I would say in building your own family, I would say you can have your own expectations or even have um, your own expectations and standards, but understand that those are your expectations and standards, and that the person that you might end up with, you know what I mean? Thank you, Juana. The person that you might end up with, their mind frame may be a little bit different than yours, right? And if their mind frame is a little bit different, it doesn't mean that you give up on the things that you want to achieve or do. It just means that that you have to open up your views even more and say, "Oh wow, like the person that I was, as far as I would say my family or romantic life or whatever that I was, maybe 10, 15 years ago, is not
Mm-hmm.
the same person that I am now." You know what I mean? Those are two different people, thought patterns, responsibilities, etc. Health,
Yeah.
everything is different. Spiritual journey, everything. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say that those are, that's how you find the answers. If we don't have them, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I would say this too. I would say this lastly, and now I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
My back says. I would say that also we also have to understand that when it comes to our people,
Mm-hmm.
specifically our people, um, we got to be patient. You know what I mean? Because a lot of things have happened to us. Okay, a lot of things have happened to us. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Individually and collectively, and we have to understand that. We have to be empathetic and sympathetic to that. If
Yeah.
not, then you're gonna be disappointed, and then you're gonna get frustrated, and then you're not gonna get the results you're looking for because you're trying to rush a process, and you can't rush the
Yes.
process.
Especially when it comes to spending the rest of your life with somebody. That is not something that you necessarily rush. This brings to my next question that I have for you. I just started to ask this question, and I was like, you know what? With all of these
Ask away. I'm
families,
here.
with all of these families, I appreciate the love. With all of these families that I had on a in the thumbnail, what black family on TV did you pay attention to, Mister Black, Mister Best in the World?
Oh man. Whew. I
Which
think
one was the
okay.
one you paid attention to the most?
Okay, so I've watched literally all of them. Okay,
Okay.
so I watched literally all of them, but um, I would say this as a child, the ones that I would go from child to I guess now, I guess, or child, teenage to now, whatever.
Uh huh.
I would say, but I say specifically as a child, I would say the Family for Family Matters really impacted me, right?
Yeah.
And I would say Fresh
Okay.
Prince, Fresh Prince, that family. You know what I mean? Because one of my parents wasn't really there, so I could really relate to Will and him having that struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like I could relate to it. So yeah,
Okay.
I would say as an
So,
adult, I would say definitely Good Times,
mhm.
and I would say the Cosby Show, just as far as seeing that we could be more than just being a regular status quo, whether like we got to be hood or we got to be cool or whatever. Like, nah, we could be educated. You know what I mean? We could be educated. We
Okay.
can have educational conversations, and we can have fun. You know what I mean? Because even though they were educational, they did have fun. They were a little. I mean, I guess they're a little corny to me a little bit, but you know what I mean. But I mean, I guess that's because I'm a little hood a little bit, but they're a little corny to me. But I get where they was coming from, and it was helpful.
You talking
But
about the Cosby Show was corny?
they was bland. You know what I mean? They weren't really hip. Like they were like square basically. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. Trash can is a fool over here in this comment section when I ask them questions. He is a fool. He is a fool.
Yeah, some of our really families, but anyway, I mean, yeah, some
Exactly.
of
We're
them
not
are.
even gonna get into that. Hey, shout out to My Life in the Shot. Now you guys go subscribe to my guy, My Life in the Shot. If you are from the Chicago area, I'm pretty sure you are familiar with his videos where he goes into the field and he pay attention to people in the crime and get it and start asking people questions and things of that sort. Um, Also, if you would like to contribute to the conversation, you could call in. I see that you just got here, so if you want to contribute to the conversation, you could call in. I definitely pin the link to call in. You do not have to cam up. It's only certain people I'm letting that happen to. If I don't know you, basically, if this is your first time calling it and I do not know you, you have to cam up. But if I know you personally, you cool. It's all right. You ain't got to cam up. Um, let's see. So I have a question. Thank you. I appreciate him. Talk to that brother earlier. You guys be on the lookout. I'm not definitely going to work with that man. Definitely going to work with that man. My Life in the Shot. You gotta work with the Chicago people, right? Yes, give my brother some love. Go subscribe to his channel. He does great work over there, highlighting what's going on in the Chicago area. So I want to I noticed something with the families that you paid attention to, right? You said that when you were younger, um you paid attention to it was I got their faces right here. You paid attention to the one with Steve Urkel, and you also paid attention
Family
to,
Matters
yeah,
and
Family
Fresh
Matters
Prince.
and the Fresh Prince, right? Those are
Yeah,
kind of funny, not too serious. And then you got older and you started to pay attention to the Cosby Show in Good Times. Now, there's also something that I noticed when it came to that. Good Times and the Cosby Show give you two different perspectives when we're talking about social economic backgrounds. And we're also talking about when we're talking about how successful financially both families are, right? You got the struggle man when it comes to Good Times, and you have the much wealthier family when it comes to the Cosby Show. Um, so I noticed how you paid attention to both, which brings you some type of balance when we're talking about structure and family and how to take in a vision of some type of commonality. I see. I like that. And then also with the younger one, when you're young, you who didn't know, didn't enjoy Steve Urkel going over there being silly and stuff like that, and who didn't enjoy Will Smith being silly. But here's another thing: both silly characters are two different kind of silly characters. Steve Urkel, who's more serious when it comes to school and all that thing and worried about his future, where opposed to Will Smith, not so much. But they both, with their funny characters, brought forth something to the show that made people pay attention to them. So I just noticed that you did a yin and yang at a younger
yeah, most
age and
definitely.
an older age.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
love that. And that's that balance that is so necessary, right?
Hmm.
If we're talking about bringing in information to help us better ourselves, you got to know when to take the meat and spit out the bones, right? You got to know. So let me go to some of these comments. What's happening? The Cosby Show, the facts of life. Oh, yeah. Well, Nell was black and she was the glue for the show. Okay. The Jeffersons, Good Times. That's My Mama. And I watched only a couple of episodes of That's My Mama at 227. Okay. Amen. Is Amen a show? I don't know that show. Is Amen a show?
Yeah,
It
that was
is?
a show. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with Amen. I'm familiar with all the other
I am.
shows mentioned, but
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Amen. Um, That's My Mama. One time I was just staying up watching television, and you know what's this is for the ladies who are familiar with That's My Mama. That man showed up on the screen, and I said, "Who's that? Who that? He cute." And
Okay.
that's what made me start paying attention to That's My Mama. The main character is cute, okay? And let's be real. You know, sometimes attraction just get your eyes and you just get there and you start paying attention. Sometimes it just grasps you and you just sit there for a moment, you know. So that's how I ended up watching a couple of episodes of That's My Mama, because I was a young teenager just chilling at your mama house, and I was like, what is this? Oh, I ain't never seen this before. I never paid attention to this before. Let me go ahead and see what this about. We moving on up to the Dulux apartment in the sky. Okay. So yeah, this some of these shows, sometimes the meat and fish and then those small bones get stuck in the movie. The trash can, you be cracking me up in the comment section. You really do. You really do. Also, anybody who's coming in, you could definitely call in on the show. I definitely pinned the comment at the top. Go to the top in the chat. You will see the link to chime in. Okay. So you can call in, continue to have the conversation with me, because I, for one, want to continue to have the conversation about how to build the Black nuclear family, right? Okay. Now, I want to say this real quick. Now, if you notice, right, a lot of these shows that we are talking about, that we may have paid attention to, are old. They're old. The Cosby Show, old. The Good Times, old. Fresh Prince, old. Full House, old. These are old shows. The newest family that we get to see with a nuclear family was Blackish. Now, I don't know, maybe there's some more shows with a nuclear family that I don't know about. Now, they did do a spinoff from Blackish to Grownish and Mixish. Now, Mixish is not necessary because it's a white man and a black woman. So that's not necessarily a black nuclear family, right? But here's something that I noticed. Do you believe, let me ask you this question since I got you here. Do you believe that as the black community, we need more examples? Because all we have is Blackish, and they're in their last season. So after that, what we got? We got we don't have anything, right? Do you believe that we still need to have black nuclear family examples on television? Or can we do it without it?
I think it'll be nice to have it, but we may have to do it without it. It'll definitely be helpful to have it, most definitely. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
definitely be helpful to see things, things basically a little bit different, and see, just kind of see that family is something that can be taken seriously and that's important. But the way that the television market is nowadays, that may
Mm-hmm.
not happen. That may not happen for us. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I don't. We can't let that stop us from our overall goal. Overall goal is for us to build better and healthy relationships, for us to really rebuild our communities. You know what I mean?
Right.
For us to have a good infrastructure as far as like our relationships as a whole. So, as long as we do that, we'll be fine. I mean, we'll be perfectly fine. But we have to go for that first. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's the thing. It starts from us working on the inside. You know what I mean? Because even though it's cool to have those examples in sports, we
Mm-hmm.
understand that, or with anything, anything that we whether it's sports or with anything that we see on TV, you know what I mean? Yeah, we want those examples, but
Right.
sometimes we're not gonna get that. Or if we get it, it's like in like small dosages, right? It's like we're gonna give you this little cracker, we're gonna really feed you. You know what I mean? It's gonna give you a little cracker, but we ain't gonna give you the full meal. It's like I want the full meal, so in order to get the full meal, we may have to go other ways or other sources. You know, and also we gotta understand too. Um, you know, with the way mainstream media is,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? People use different avenues in order to communicate their message now. So we may have to find it through Netflix, right? Maybe
Yeah.
through Hulu, it may be through YouTube or wherever. You know what I mean? But mainstream television, you know what I mean, especially since they have such a lock on everything. You know, we
Mm-hmm.
may not see another Blackish or anything like that for a while. Even though I'm not really a Blackish fan.
Okay.
I did like the example that they did set though, as far as trying to bring a good example of the Black nuclear family. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So, okay, This Is Us. So, have you seen This Is Us? I've heard of This Is Us. I've never really watched
Nah,
This Is Us.
it's a
But
little too cheesy for me.
yeah. So let me see something because I want to make sure I'm watching the right. I'm talking about the correct show. Because I just want This Is Us. It has a black family in it. But if I'm thinking of the right show, that particular show had a black family from an adopted young. Yep, this is the one I'm thinking about. Um, the black family, he was adopted by a white family, and his family. I
Ah,
Because I didn't watch the show, I'm not sure whether or not his examples were good examples necessarily. Um,
mm-hmm,
Juana Chica says it's a good show with a black family, so I
mm,
would assume that they may have based off her comment, but this is only an assumption. Um, Oh, Trash Can mentioned a good one. Yeah, that My Wife and Kids was good too. I did like My Wife and Kids because they did have real conversations on there. I remember in the first season, in the first episodes, um, he was talking about his wife wanted to go back to work, and they had conversations about her going back to work, and they showed how the household changed with her going back to work and not being a stay-at-home mom. So having that kind of conversation, they got love for me just from having that kind of conversation because I do believe that it's just better when the mother is home. I just do. Um I understand today's time, so of course I'm not going to sit here and just you got to stay home. Nah, let's be realistic, right? Um However, I do think it's better. And then he said Blackish is propaganda is full of propaganda. Go ahead and explain that. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of dysfunction being promoted today. I see Obama's
I mean, yeah,
girl coming.
I mean, I think it's hard to have really one person stay home. You know what I mean, like that. If you live in a major city, now if you live like in the middle of nowhere or kind of like in the outskirts or
Yeah,
kind of some places in the south where the rent is like 800, 900 a month or something like that, you can make it happen. But you already know how you live in Chicago. Chicago ain't cheap. You know what I mean? Like if you
no,
want to
it's
live
not.
nicely,
It's
it ain't
not.
cheap. Like California ain't
It's
cheap, New York ain't cheap. These places are not cheap. So Atlanta not cheap. So if you move into these places, you're gonna have to have your brain gonna have to be looking kind of wonderish. You know what I mean? You
yeah.
know, beyond wonder. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna take some finances to get things
Hmm.
going. You know what I mean? And then if you add kids on top of that, that's a whole another set of finances that are
Yeah,
unexpected.
we're
You know what I
having a
mean?
totally different conversation when you start bringing kids in.
Oh my gosh, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So yeah, it's I love the old school of maybe having one income. That'd be great, and the wife could stay home with the kids. She could pick them up from
right.
school and everything. That's cool, but nowadays that's a very slim reality, especially just
Hmm.
the way things are structured. Like I said, but it's really based on the economics of where you live. Honestly, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Is That's what it's really based off. If you live in a situation where the economics are fruitful for you and just you alone, and you're able to do that, then it could work. But if not, then yeah, you're gonna have to get out there and make it happen. Both man and a
This
woman.
facts. This is true, and I definitely we have to be realistic and honest about what's going on, and it's well understand this, like you said, where we live. Because I know in Chicago, if you make 100 grand, you make six figures, and you have children. Six figures is not what it used to be. Especially if you live. If it's just you and your partner and you make six figures, that's one thing. If you make six figures and you have children and a partner, that's another. Thus, I want to see what's this question. Isn't it important for young people to see positive, healthy relationships so they make the right decisions? You go ahead and go first. I think you touched on that.
Yeah, I did. I mean, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it is important for them to see healthy relationships, of course. Um, I mean, it's definitely important, especially nowadays. It's definitely important. But I think also like um, how can I say you got to blaze your own trail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you like don't try to make a family based on what your mama did or grandma did. Don't try to make your family based on what the, what somebody's telling you based on their religious beliefs. Because at the end of the day, guess what? You are going to be the one stuck with that family.
Mm.
You're going to be stuck with that responsibility, and you're going to be stuck with those bills, and you're going to be stuck with that child care. They're not stuck with that stuff. See, that's what people don't understand. People people say, "Oh, Sheree, go get your new car. Go get your new car, Sheree. You should get." I'm not saying you don't have a car, but I'm just
Right.
saying I'm giving you an example. They keep telling you, "Get a new car, get a new car, get a new car." You're like, "Nah, I like my car the way it is. I'm good."
Right.
No, get a new car, get a new car. No, I like my car. Get a new car. So sometimes some of us we fall for that, right? We buy the new car,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now that first car note come in, then that insurance come in. Now you get into an accident. Now you're looking at your bank
Mm.
account. You're like, now you calling your friend until you get a new car. You're like, hey man, can you help me out? And they're like, nah, I can't. But you just told me to get a new car. You know what I'm saying? People will tell you to do a lot of things. They'll tell you to get a new car. They'll tell you to have kids. They'll tell you to do a lot of things. But all those same people, when those things start to cost you in different ways, will they be there to help you? That's the question. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to
And
ask that question, to be honest with you. I don't even care what the answer is, because my
man,
mentality is to think, can I handle it? And not think about, oh, if somebody, no, 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 no. I need to be able to handle it by myself. Now,
exactly,
if it just
exactly,
so happened that I come to a situation and you can help me, that's one thing. But I need to make sure I can handle it by myself before I add on any other responsibilities.
exactly.
Okay?
And what I'm speaking to, sisters, don't. I'm basically trying to tell people don't fall into peer pressure when it comes to making decisions for your life.
Yeah.
So those same people that are trying to peer pressure you, or they want you to be in the same situation they're in, or whatever. Those people. Let me tell you something. When things start when shit hit the fan. Sorry to excuse my French. When it hit the fan and life start kicking that ass a little bit,
Yeah.
are they gonna really be there? And 9 times out of 10, sometimes they really ain't. Honestly, I'm just gonna be
Okay.
completely. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna be there. You know what I mean? But sometimes people just want you to. They want you to fit into a lifestyle because they have a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people just want you to be miserable with them. I mean, that's just an honest fact. I hate to say that, but it's true. It's true. Do what's best for you. Build
Yeah.
your own tribe, right? Build your own
Mm-hmm.
tribe. If you want one kid and a dog with that person, get your one kid and get your dog and go chill.
I'm
You know what I
telling you.
mean?
Let's
And
get
enjoy life.
let's get to some of these comments in here. Let's see. What you talking about, Willis, was a good family show. I remember when the white man had to spank Gary. Okay, that was a good family show, but I'm talking black nuclear families. Okay, trash can.
I forget the
Oh,
name of that show, yo. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, my
I know.
bad.
Different strokes. So
There you
look,
go.
there was nothing wrong with the show Different Strokes. It was a good show. It was of a white man who had a white daughter who adopted two black boys. Now, if you're adopting children because you have the ability to give them something that they do not have, we are definitely going to praise and promote and celebrate that, because there are so many people who had children and had no business having children, and then gave them away or whatever they did. And if you chose to take on a child that does not have your blood flowing through their body, and you chose to take care of them anyway, I salute you. Let's give a shout out to those made, not those non-blood made families, okay? Because
So shout
those
out to them.
families are important, okay? Now, that may not be the show of what I'm talking about when it comes to Black nuclear family. However, I still would like to highlight those just for the moment since you said something, because they are important. They're important. Absolutely important, because there are children out there today who still need home. So, shout out to those. My wife and kids show how they also kept the intimacy between both. They did. That is so important. I think it's difficult, it's difficult to keep the intimacy between a couple when you start to have children. It is difficult. And that intimacy is still important because that keeps the love flowing. That keeps me still wanting to look at you every day, outside the fact that we built something. So we got to keep some of the things going and flowing and paying attention to each other, because at the end of the day, these kids need us. And if we not us, then this family could potentially can fail. So we need us to still be doing what we need to do. That's why I promote, as someone, listen, as someone at this moment who do not have children, if you have a family, newlywed, whatever, and you got kids, you need a babysitter, call me. If you know me personally and you watching this, you know me personally, okay? Because listen, I have not having that. I remember one time my auntie, my mama, my mama was we were babysitting her daughter, because her daughter was they were newlyweds, and we took off took to two of the kids, right? They had two kids together within the marriage, and my mama was babysitting, and my mama was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the kids, so hopefully my sister can get some. I was like, I'm like, I know that's right. I know that's right. Because that stuff is absolutely important. We got to keep that intimacy going. We need willing participants to begin to rebuild Black families. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Go over the top. She talks about it all the time. But staying home doesn't mean she can't work from home. Yep, downsize is very possible. I'm glad she said that, because as a woman like me, right? I understand there are things that I want to do, yet I want to have a family, right? So I think of fields and ideas that I could do where I could contribute to my family at the same time, now of staying in a healthy mindset so that I could contribute to the family. Downsize a little, ladies, okay? Those book clubs were created by women for a reason. They still was able to have uh their activities and still take care of home at the same time, because you got to have those activities when the kids are at school, when your husband is at work. What are you doing? You gonna be bored after you clean the house. Then what? After you make sure you prep the food for dinner, then what? Okay, then what? Sis, you need to have some hobbies, because you don't need to be hassling your man too. He needs to be able to have his space for when he comes home and wind down sometimes, and he be able to have the energy to give you your date nights when you want it, right? Um, Respect is key in a healthy relationship, rather one income or two. Yes, respect. Respect. Yes, that was a very good point she said. Definitely downsize. I love that point. Um, Corey mentioned Different Strokes, but I said, nah, even though we love that show, Trash Can Waves, the man was saying the brothers was saving the brothers, and it was a little weird, but that was a favorite for real. Yeah, yeah. It's like I said, I have to highlight it, whether or not I agree or not. When it comes to that, I have to, I have to give props to that. Okay, I have to give props. My dad loved that show. Yeah, I can definitely give pointers on how to financially accomplish being a housewife. It is very doable. Hey, what did she say? Go follow, go subscribe, go on Instagram, follow her. It's the same name on Instagram. Go follow Over the Top WME, okay? Because listen, we're talking about the Black nuclear family. It is extremely important that we continue to talk about and building the Black nuclear family. So go subscribe to channels that are going to help you, who could give you pointers. Do you know what WME stands for? Woman, not woman, wife, mother, entrepreneur. Wife, mother, entrepreneur. Okay? She is not speaking from a place of non-experience. She's speaking from experience. She said she could give you some tips. Go subscribe, go follow on Instagram. All of the women who are out here said, I can't do it all. She's going to tell you a way you can. And I definitely believe that you got to downsize. Trying to do a full-time job, you're going to be a little overwhelmed, sis. Okay? It's difficult. You can do it, but it's difficult, okay? It's difficult. So go follow my girl Over the Top, okay? Would it be a healthy? I see somebody. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, I've been wanting this person to call into my show for the longest, and they finally here. But let me go ahead and get through these comments, and as soon as I'm done with these comments, I'm calling you up here, sir. Okay, you are coming up here, sir. All right. Would it be healthy to pick a friend to have children with, but you do not wish to be married? I don't think so. Hell no. No,
I mean,
no. Hell no.
to,
That's a
can
hell
I can
no.
I
You
can I
go
speak to that?
ahead. You take it away. I ain't even gonna say nothing, okay? You
Can I
go
speak to
ahead and
that?
take it away. I don't even want to say nothing to this one because
Well, no,
I curse them out.
no. I mean, to each their own. Though. Like,
Right?
if okay, because some people, they don't want marriage. What's good, my brother Darrell? What's up, baby?
Yeah,
You
shout
know what I
out
mean?
to Darrell.
Please like
Showing
and
love. I
subscribe to
appreciate
Uncut with
you.
Darrell Long. Definitely like and subscribe to Uncut with
Yeah.
Darrell Long. But yeah, I mean, if you want to pick a friend, and y'all basically are two consenting adults, and y'all want to make a child, then that's up to y'all. I mean, like I said, in Western culture, the Western culture family slash dating dynamic is really a wild world of sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A wacky wild world of sports at that. You know what I mean? To be completely frank. But I know you have another guest, Sheree. I'm not gonna hold
I,
you up. I know you really want to get to this
you,
person.
you can stay. I'm just gonna tell you one thing though.
Yes, ma'am.
The person that I'm gonna bring up, I'm watching them shake their head. Okay, now listen,
Okay.
listen, listen. I'm gonna give you my point of view, right? Let's go back up there so that the people that may just be coming in can see what we're talking about, right? Would it be healthy to pick a friend to have children with, but you do not wish to be married? A friend to have children with? Why would you bring that type of dynamic to yourself? Why would you create that kind of dynamic for your children, for your children? They will be your children with another human being, right? And what's to happen? What's gonna happen if either one of you, because people could change their mind, right? What's gonna happen if one of them want to get married? And what kind of conversation is that gonna create when you trying to build with someone else and they come in and say, "Oh, you have a child? Oh, what's the relationship? We're friends. Oh, y'all want man? We just decided." I don't even know how that's gonna go. And
Well, Sheree, that's kind of light though. I've heard of some way crazy situations.
now that may be light, but I'm thinking about the children. See, when I think about these conversations, I do not think about the parents. I do not think about the parents. I could care less about the parents when we start talking about children. Okay? I could care less. I care about the children. Period. I think of the children first before they get here, and damn sure when they do get here. Okay? Because creating an environment that could potentially be toxic for somebody who did not ask to get here is selfish. It's selfish. We're not getting a puppy and can take it back to the shelter. This is your child. That's not the same. It's a child. Now, let's go ahead and get to some of these other topics in here. Some of the peace to all. Hey, how you doing, Simon? Peace to all. Peace to you too. Peace to you. Yes, call a what is I don't see you read that for me. They're rude. I'm
Just
not
call
that.
a
I'm a little just
a
a
re-
tad bit.
just call a reputable sitter like Charaebi
Okay, thank you.
Chicago. You mean grandmas can't be counted on? Oh,
I don't know. If you can't count on your grandma, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if you can't count on your grandma. You can't even count on these grandmas. You're right. You know what? Some of these grandmas
grandma
are
like to party
special.
now. Yeah,
Some
like
of
to
these
party
grandmas are
nowadays.
special. Yeah, they grandmas be out there twerking just like the kids. I ain't even gonna lie. They be out here. They
Damn
are out
shame.
here. Oh my goodness. But I seen I know a grandmother personally in my personal life who uh they go kick it at the same time they take care of the grandbaby. They do both. They healthy when it comes to that. Now that's only because they're not out there twerking. They just go out sometimes because their kids is grown. That's all. They just go out. The kids is grown. Go kick it. But I do think you should take the kids sometimes. Not all the time. I don't think all the mamas who want to drop the kids if all the time at grandma's. Stop that. Grandma raised you. She don't need to be raising your baby too. Okay. I just want to say that. Okay. You had the child. Take care of the child. Wow.
Yep.
Mature, energetic. Okay. Uncle Stu. Is Uncle Stu in here? I didn't see Uncle Stu in here. Is Uncle Stu in here? Oh yeah, we said hello. All right. Hell to the no, no. Exactly. Hell no. To the no, no, no.
Like I said, that situation that he named is light. I've heard of some other situations where
I hear
yeah
you.
contracts yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure there's some crazier stuff. Let's see.
Especially
A healthy
out
relationship
here in
is
the
better
Bay
than
Area, California. California, this when it comes to different types of relationships, oh, California's the king of that. Oh man,
yeah,
let me tell you.
I could believe it. Well, let me go ahead and bring my guest in here because I've been wanting this man to call in for the longest. So let me make sure I do a proper introduction for this brother. Okay. Let me make sure that I say what I need to say and how I want to say it when I bring this brother up here. Okay. Now, this brother, when I first saw him, I saw him on shout out to the Peef, right? Shout out to Lapeef. And okay. All right, yeah, my guest that's coming up here said you ain't lying. He said it in the in the chat. So this is what this what I'm gonna say. This brother, when I saw him up there, I was like, oh, he kind of speaking my language, you know. He kind of speaking my language. I kind of like this guy. I kind of agree with this guy. What am I gonna? Oh my goodness! Then I saw him again, and I was like, oh, why I agree with this brother again? Okay, why do I agree with this brother again? And then I said, wait a minute, is this young man in his 20s? Hold on, wait a goddamn minute. Is this man in his 20s? Okay, wait a minute. He's in his 20s, young. Okay, I think you just put up 23. Did you say 23? 23, goddamn it. 23 years old. And he has a similar mentality to mine. Now, some of my mentality kind of came because of how I grew up, right? Now, I was able to articulate with age. He has the knowledge and can articulate at his age. That is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to give a warm welcome to this young man. Okay. Okay. I don't see him. Okay, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you anyway. All right. All right. If they're there, they're there. You I know I didn't want to chica, okay? I know. But look, check it out, check it out. We have people that have been able to connect through that show. Now, your situation, I completely understand. We are not gonna argue that at all. Okay? At all. Even he said, yeah, not at all. We get it. We get it. So but let me bring this brother up here, okay? Yes, 23. 23. Mr. Jedi Mike.
I knew it
Okay.
was him. I knew it was Jedi Mike. That was easy.
Oh yeah. Shout out to him. Listen, this brother right here. I appeared on somebody's panel. I didn't appear on a panel. I think I don't know. But I remember one of the first times you kind of shouted me out. I think I was in the comic session, right?
Yeah.
Um, hey, you know what? Listen, Wanna Chick, it's okay. We support you.
Ma'am, I
Okay.
understand. First of all, I want to meet you too. I've seen you. I agree with you with some topics, but yes, ma'am, I completely understand. I
Listen,
completely
we
understand.
we got nothing but love for you. I just, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Nothing but love for
absolutely,
you. Okay.
absolutely.
So the check this out though. And over the top called it before I even brought you up here. She put it in the comments before I even brought it up here. She was like,
Mhm,
"Oh, yeah, that's Jedi."
mhm, mhm,
So yeah, so I paid attention to some of the things that you said, brother, and like I gotta say, I have to say, like the way that you think with some of these topics, you have a great mind. I think what really gets me, it's not even so much to the fact that you think like you do, because I think the way that I think is kind of still similar to how I thought when I was younger. What gets me is the fact that you can articulate it. I couldn't articulate my thoughts at that age. At
mhm.
23, I felt how I felt, thought how I thought. But I didn't even have the courage to say what I was thinking, because it's not not so many people at that age think like that. They
Mhm.
still want to party, kick it, all this. I remember I used to get some
Yes,
flack,
ma'am.
get some flack for some of the things that I used to say at a young age. And we all so young, and they, why are you tripping? You young, da da da. And I'm sitting thinking, like, I'm not gonna be 22, 23 forever.
Exactly.
You get what I'm
Exactly.
saying? To me, when I was 20, I thought 30 was sexy. To be honest with you, I still think 30 is sexy. And that's not even a biased mindset, because when I was 22, I thought 30 was sexy. It's not even biased today. I still think it's sexy. And now that
Mhm.
I'm older, I think 40 is okay. Right. I think I started like that when I was about 27, 28. I thought 40 was sexy. But it's oh yeah, we definitely all need to meet. Most
Yes,
definitely.
absolutely.
Most
Set it
definitely.
up. Set it up.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. Where are you located, Jedi, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm currently in my last semester at George Mason University right now. I'm in Fairfax, Virginia, and
Okay.
I'm technically in the DMV area, right?
All
So,
right.
yeah.
I know that's right. I know
Hmm.
that's right. Over the top. It's definitely sexy. 30 is sexy and 40 is sexy. And then that's as far as I'm gonna say. Because I don't want to offend nobody. But
Not
anyway,
offending nobody.
that's right. But let's see. What
Teach
do
his
you
own.
have to say? How are you feeling
I'm
today?
doing good. This is long overdue. I know
Isn't it?
we will link up soon eventually. Because I actually
Mm-hmm.
got the other show we have on JB show, the Broken Dusty show that's coming. I think we're having a mic test around 8:50. So I got some time, whatever. But I just wanted to say that this topic that's very very dear to my heart, but especially to
Mm-hmm.
you. I've been watching you too. So I mean you've been on my radar as well, right? And I think also because just in terms of my position where I came in on the Lapeef network, uh,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of things, my perspective and where I come from. Like yes, it came, point. Let's link up my show Sunday. Oh, okay, all right. Well, let's
Sunday.
see.
Do I have a
I'm looking at
show
my schedule.
Sunday? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta check my calendar.
yeah. I got
Actually,
my social. I mean, when I have my socials and my name right here on the icon right here. So, but yeah,
yeah.
that's where best way to contact me. But yeah, but
Yeah, I
um,
want you to just for want to check it real quick. Want to check I got something that I'm trying to do, so I actually may want to contact you because you may be able to help me out with something. So yeah, all right, go ahead, continue, Jedi.
mhm. Right. Yeah, and my thing with this is that as especially as younger black males, like we gotta get our act in order. Like the topic
Mm-hmm.
actually tonight we're gonna talk about is about accountability and male accountability. Do men hold ourselves accountable? And I think the problem is day and age is the fact that much as we claim that women can submit to leadership, whatever, then my also question is that how many men are even equipped to lead? Right,
Mm,
especially in younger process, right? And it's
right,
not about deflecting in terms of accountability, whatever. It's just part of the spectrum. You've seen this thing in a nuclear family. What happened is this back in the days, black people, we used to be the farmers. We were known for farming. Like my parents are we're Nigerian, but we're also Southern. My mother was
right.
born Meridian, Mississippi, right? We're country, and my dad's from
Mm-hmm.
Louisville, Kentucky. And one thing that you always talk about with farmers, they control where they put their seed in. But today, us as men, shout out to Nathan last night, we're putting our seed in the trash can. We're not putting it in the vessels of women who are supposed to be wives. So it's just like, and yet, do we have a little bit of responsive? Oh, yeah, okay, I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, Yeah, that's I need to see what's her Instagram.
It's
Or I
one
guess
of Chica.
you can probably send it to me, whatever. But
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
but that's the thing. In a nuclear family, I do believe it takes two to tango. I'm not gonna sit up here and standing here that in situations and shout the trash can wave up in there, there. But was it
Oh shoot, I'm going to our messages now. I don't want to show our
yeah,
messages.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, want to cheat? Okay, all right. I'll look up.
Yep.
I'll look up. But yeah, but that's the situation. Like, because I even see that I don't think it's never too early to start. One prioritizing family. And my thing is, yeah, I have my girl right now, and things I have to distinct myself from other men, and she's distinct herself from other women, right? And yet we get some backlash, from people my age and how we handle ourselves. But that's it. It's just about self discipline, right? You talk about
Yeah.
a nuclear family. How many women are actually seeing their men as being required to basically for sake of for survival, right? And you
Yeah.
want a man to be a leader, and are you willing to submit to his leadership, right? Because
Hmm.
that's such a triggering word, and I do believe, unfortunately, that the word has been so misconstrued to a point where we kind of lost its meaning. Submission is not really any sense of being almost a subordinate. It's about trust, right? Women, are you trusting your men to lead you? And men, are trusting the woman to actually transmit the culture into your family because she's controlling your legacy with your children. I understand we
Yeah.
kind of push back on educated women and all that other stuff, but listen, it's like both my parents, they didn't have a college degree. I'm first generation, but even
Right.
then, I'm not marrying someone that is uneducated. This, like I said, I have self respect for me that there's a standard. And because the same thing, it's both of us. You don't want an educated man to be your leader. I don't want an educated woman to be, the mother of my children. That's just basic common sense, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
us as Black people, we got to like my mission is that not only as a man, but just in terms of when I get married and become a father, is that I want to do everything necessary that we need to change the image as Black couples in America. And like and it's going to take a lot of work. It's not going to be overnight, but we have to get to the sense of what about priorities and foundation instead of focusing on aesthetics.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because I think part of the reason why I brought those families on the thumbnail is because um let's be real, people get influenced by what they see on television.
Right.
And it could be a good or a bad thing. If we're putting out the proper information, it could be a good thing. But if we have something like Empire out there, it could be a bad thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And though those kind of families do exist, so that's why there's that tug and pull that I have with certain content, because it does exist. The foundation still needs to be set.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be. We have to see examples of things that give us an opportunity to have a full perspective of what it takes to raise a family. And certain words should not be so taboo anymore. Like, me and my friends were talking not too long ago, and she was talking about how it is so odd for women to, or they just don't celebrate the stay-at-home mom. Like,
They don't really
women,
celebrate. They resent her. So you're not a woman.
they don't talk about her. They don't like her. They don't. She's not important. How is the stay-at-home mom any less important than the woman who chose not to stay home? And here's another thing: staying at home, a stay-at-home mom. You think the job is easy? Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you really think that job is easy? Because here's the thing: when a husband goes to work, he comes home, he gets the clock out, come home, food ready, right? Mama's job is still going. She got
Absolutely.
homework to do.
24/7.
She got a husband to feed. She possibly got some feet to rub because he just got off work, right? And then after all that, she got to wash the dishes after they ate. She got to make sure that his clothes for work the next day is done. She got to make sure them kids take that bath for the morning for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
She got to make sure she go to those meetings, to those parent-teacher meetings, right? Like, are we forgetting everything else that comes in? How many of us have a full-time job and sometimes some of the house duties do not get done because we too tired from work?
Mm-hmm.
The stay-at-home mom does it.
Well, if I may, let me actually take a moment of your time and kind of just explain my situation, my background,
Yeah,
my family, right?
yeah.
I was born with a lot of medical problems, right? I had only about like a 40% chance of living when I was born. It was like this
Oh
whole
wow.
things, and I had,
Wait.
and
Say that one more
yeah,
time. You
sorry,
probably say
I'm,
it one more time for the people that may have missed it. Say it one more time.
I said I had when I was born, I only had like about 40 percent chance of living. My mother, she was in,
How come? If you
yeah,
don't mind
so
sharing.
right. I was a high risk pregnancy, not because of the age of my mother at the time when she gave when I was born, because the prior to relationship she was with my father, she was a very abusive relationship. Like she was
Mm,
almost near death, right?
okay.
And it was a situation where my father and her was struggling for years, for a pregnancy, right? And even
Uh-huh.
then, I was born. I had like a high I was born with eczema. I had
Mhm.
a lot of respiratory problems at the time.
Mm.
I wasn't born premature or anything, but at the time, it was very difficult for my family. So my mother, and especially being the
You
only
got to give a
child.
shout out to your family real quick, though.
Thank you,
Shout out for being here and
thank
making
you.
it through, and your family supporting you. I like
Hmm.
to highlight the beautiful things because, listen, we cannot skim over the fact that it's a possibility you wouldn't have not been here.
I,
Okay,
right,
so
and I appreciate that.
let's celebrate that. So
Hmm.
continue.
Yeah, and so with that, and especially being only child, my mother, she was very, very protective of me and stuff,
Right.
and she had to stay home, right? And over time, like as I got more healthier and everything, it gets to a point my father, he was in the military, he was in the Navy. Now, like he's a pastor, but he works in the shipyard now, and stuff. But even then, he's come home working, he's tired, exhausted, and stuff. But my mother, she kept she made the house a home, right? In
Right.
situations, right? Where it was cooking, whatever, but you never saw a situation was complaining of whether nights when my dad would cook or nights when my mother would cook. It would just it would never have to be asked, hey, can you cook tonight, whatever. Like they wouldn't be asked that because we just know what we need to do. And that's the
Right.
thing. I say more of as a godly woman, regardless what you believe and stuff. But to
Hmm.
me, it's just like that's the things that we talk about us as a people. We got out of order because we unfortunately gotten our egos out the way in terms of what our responsibility is to the family. See, it's simple. Like you're talking about a man complaining, well, I need a woman basically to stay at home and all this stuff when you're not actually providing the foundation of the family for her to even relax in that into doing
Mm,
that position, right? Like I said, women, there's a lot of things today women as you're not supposed to carry in terms of pressure that's put on your shoulders. And fortunately, that whether modern society is encouraging to do and saying that reconditioning you, saying, oh, you're not a woman if you do this, you're not a woman if you do that. So hence, when you have the women who stay at home because they choose to, it was all about choice. But yet, women, you fought for this, and yet you complain the woman who did act on the very decisions that you fought for. Tell me
yeah.
that it's insanity, right? Where you're thinking of like uh basically the position that you asking of as women when you're hence becoming almost vultures to to a woman who got married and doing her wifely duties, whatever. But hence, regardless what you want to say, you might view her as a subordinate or as a weaker vessel, but everyone else you see her as the anchor of the family. Because think about it. It's the same thing what I said what Sister Shraz Ali always talking about. When you're
I love
cooking,
her.
when you're cooking food, as a woman, she controls the lifespan of that family. And think about it, as women, you create life. You're the very closest thing we have to God. And then unfortunately, you've seen today, you become so irresponsible with that power. So that's the problem. You
You're
know,
talking a little dangerous. Hold on,
I'm
wait a minute.
sorry.
Let me stop you real quick. Okay? Let me stop you real quick.
I even got to men too. I got something for
Listen,
you.
I trust and believe. I'm sure you do. Okay, I trust and believe. I trust and believe.
That's
I
true.
believe you do. It's yeah. What she's saying is true. What he is saying is true. 100%. Um, we're trying to create some solutions here,
Right.
and you bring in a little heat. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions.
Absolutely. You're the answer.
All right, let's go ahead. Where do we start to bring back the black nuclear family? Where do we start? How do
Okay.
we do
All right. Well, I say the simple answer is this: is that this might sound cliche, whatever. I just start with men in terms of listen. We are the leaders. We set the foundation, right?
that?
But
Okay.
with that, you have to understand that you have to make sure that your principles are strong, and also that no woman go above your principles. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that unfortunately, us as men, where we become so carnal in our mindset today, and unfortunately, much we talk about the modern woman, we don't actually talk about the modern men. You see, in this
Mm.
situation, you're taking away the process of forging boys to be men. Boy Scouts not what it used to be nowadays, right? And what happened? It talked
Mm.
about enduring during struggle, during hardship, whatever, not making excuses, being proactive, right? So what I'm talking about is terms of maybe focus on getting your bread right before you complain about women. Maybe it's a situation where, hey, let me actually focus on what morals and foundations I'm taking care of, i.e., budgeting. Seeing, regardless of me being a six-figure person, this is a scripture. God watch what you do with a few, so He can bless you with more. But if you can't even take care of your, have poor spending habits, whatever, where you might be in college, whatever. Guess what? Women see that. Women see that. So that's the thing. And you wondering what the woman you got because she saw what you were handling with. So
Mm.
that's the thing. You set the foundation, and then hopefully, when you set the foundation, that creates in you as a man to have discernment, right? When you have discerning, you discern what type of woman, her mindset is, watching certain habits that she do. Is she a godly woman? Is she motherly? Does she like children? How she engaged in conflict? Is she exemplifying traits of humility?
Right.
Having
Right.
as men talking about, hey, maybe in situations where there's a group of friends and talk about with men, knowing that, hey, if I go down this route, these guys are gonna get me in trouble, get me in terms put into in terms of a system where I might get arrested or doing some degenerate behavior. I have to act out of character where I'm like, you know what, as a man, you guys are not above my principles, so I'm gonna stay away from y'all. I love y'all from a distance, but I gotta go.
Mm.
It's about survival, right?
Man.
So that's
Man.
one of the choices. What on the women's side? Listen, unfortunately, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna hurt you, right?
It's gonna hurt
No,
me.
not. I mean, for some women, right?
Okay.
Sometimes your girlfriend is gonna be your enemy. What do I mean by
Mm.
that? What do I mean by that? There's certain things when you get in conflict with in terms of man, you might be suitable for a husband. Sometimes there might be girls in your ear encouraging you to stay in that terms of bitterness mindset, and also try and get into your relationship. It's two. It's not three, four, five. The whole sorority line of your line sisters. No, it's you and your husband. You and the man you viewed as a husband, right? Talking about how you dress in conflict, knowing being in situations where, okay, what am I exemplifying, being assisting him in terms of his purpose? Am I watching a man who's being not about being a man of integrity, but also a man of ambition? Because this is another thing too. This is my personal thing. A man who lacks ambition is a lost man. Because think
Mm.
about it, how you expect the community to go further if the very leader is being complacent with mediocrity? And
Mm.
women have to understand that, you know, especially
Mm.
when you deciding when you want to have children, and you especially when you want to have boys, the boys mimic the behavior of the father, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have
Right.
the system out here, when you got lack of fathers here, and hence these boys are acting very emotional, don't know how to control in terms of behavior, and they get into heated situations where they become violent, and and lack self control, and hence by doing that, and because of lack of the leadership that you discern, or you couldn't afford of the father, you choose to get to bear his children, you basically create the very men you complain about. So he has
Woo.
to prevent that.
Lord.
Uh,
Let's give a shout out to what this man just said. Hold on. I gotta say this real quick. I'm glad that you brought both perspectives.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of times when in this specific space, and that's why I wanted to make sure that I because you and I come from a space where there's a lot of complaining, right? And it's a lot of people complaining and pointing fingers and things of that sort. And I myself, I want to be solution based.
Base.
Cause that's what we need. We can point fingers all day, but if you ask me, we both are to blame. You said, although I'm going to point this out, you said it starts with the men. That's a strong point to point out because men are the leaders. And then you said, look, but that doesn't mean we have to work and do this alone. Ladies, this is what you need to do. So I like how you said, if this is how we're going to bring it back, I need the men to do this, start first, and women follow by doing this. I like that. So
Right.
I love that. So if I don't have the answers, let's say I said, you know what? You're right, Jedi. As a man, I do need to make sure I have some structure so I can give this woman exactly what she needs, and I know how to stand on my own and make sure I have the ability to provide for a family. I got you. I hear you. Unless I'm like, okay, yes, as a woman, I do need to go ahead and pick better when it comes to following a man and getting under suit and understanding that what it takes in my value and how I carry myself, because I am going to need to create peace for this man. I'm with you, Jedi. But I got a question for you. What if I don't know how to do that? If I don't have the answers, how to get there, where do I go? Yeah, something for that.
It's very funny how we become the we're
Who
so
has the answers?
like listen. It's very funny how we're in the most information age in recorded history, and yet we become the
Mm-hmm.
most complacent and also became the most ignorant. Right? What
Mm.
does ignorance mean? Willingness to lack or receive knowledge. Right? You have the tools. So well, we say you don't have the answers. That mean that's to me that's no excuse for that, because you have
Mm.
every resource on the tip of your finger to actually go out there and get it. Listen, I mean, there's certain things, especially their excuses and stuff that I hear that understand, like, okay, well, I didn't have my father, whatever, but yet you
Right.
make an adult decision by having children, right? So unfortunately, that point, you don't have that luxury more saying that, oh, I didn't have my father. You're now one, so now what, right? So that's the thing
Mm.
where certainly having the answers. You gotta be in terms of proactive. And also, what are things that in terms of your habits that are leading you preventing getting your answers? Are you actually doing research? Are you just watching
Mm.
headlines, watching the top of headlines that actually stuff actually reading the full article when you bring up these statistics and stuff to, and especially in these conversations that might, either strengthen your argument or actually dilute it. It's the same thing. Like, so I encourage people, we don't read anymore. We don't read, right? So it's just like, why is it that in situations where we complain that none of us, that even then that this was scripture that pays, like, my people perish for lack of knowledge, right? But like I said, knowledge is given as knowledge sought out, but more importantly, knowledge is earned. Knowledge is given to people who go through life experiences. So when you
Yeah.
have these people who don't go through these life experiences or refuse to learn from them, they won't be very knowledgeable of it, right? I
Mm.
mean, I do believe in terms of, life is what 20% what happened to you, 80% how you respond. Certain things is where it's like, okay, I don't have the answers. All right, put yourself in the environment to get those answers. Like I said, there's many resources out there for you, and I just think the point is that we're not taking action. We're just being proactive. We're being we're not being
Reactive.
proactive and react. Right, we're reactive, not proactive.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you seek the answers. If you don't, go seek. Right.
Mhm.
I can't get mad at that answer. Go seek the answers. Um. So do you think? So you mentioned social media. Outside of social media, do you think there's other way? You said read books. Okay, read books and social media can help you with those answers when it comes to who has them. So last question, real quick, because
Mhm.
we're gonna get up out of here, and we about to get up out of here. Last question, because I know you got to go, and I'm about to go, and I'm about to be a, I'm about to be a person in the comic section in a second. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and get this last question on this one
Mhm.
is for fun. What black family on TV did you pay attention to?
Shoot. Okay. I gotta go back and some of y'all, like I said, I was born in '98, so give me a sec.
Oh
Um,
Lord, right? Because it ain't
right,
that many when you was growing up. It's not that
right,
many.
because
Yeah,
there was a transition time at that time. We went to the whole
yeah,
Disney-fied, where we had the dumb dad and a very very smart mom and stuff like
right.
that, and hence and sometimes the dad was even there in the first place.
And that's
So
not just black culture. That was in white
ev-
culture. Like it is so
exactly
bad. You got Family Guy. You had uh
that, like
Future.
that's so Raven,
It's so many. Like
like
it's so many. It was bad. Proud Family. The men are dumb, and the women have all the answers. And I'm sitting here like, Lord, why they dumbing down the men? It was so bad for a second. I thought men were dumb. It was
right. I
so
mean,
bad. For a second, I was a victim to it. For a second, I thought men were dumb. And then I started paying attention to my uncles, and I was like, but my uncles ain't dumb. So it was confusing to me. So
mhm.
go ahead. What was your, what TV shows?
Okay, so I said during time, like I'll watch a bunch of stuff here. Like I saw the number one show for me, what I saw in terms of best father. when a relationship was actually in an animated series. It was Static Shock, right? But
Okay.
unfortunately, right, the mom wasn't there because she passed away. But the thing is, you saw dad, a single father, right, raising his son, his daughter, right. I think he was like, he was a leader. I think he's a police officer. I'm not sure. That was probably Miles Morales, but yeah, but there's the same thing. You saw him, investing in terms of what was going on in his son's life in a disenfranchised, city, right? But the thing about it was, for him, I thought that relationship to me is what I had with my father, right? Like even then, like I just saw things that way he carried himself. Yes, there was other ones I saw, like, he saw, yeah, Lil Bill, right? But I saw, what was the other one? I think it was Fillmore. What was it,
It's for
Fillmore?
me, but I don't think I watched that one.
Fillmore. The other one, I was trying to think because yeah, I remember it was That's So Raven, The Proud Family, so now Sister. So there's the
Okay.
thing. So his father, like the father, was very articulate, very smart and stuff like that. But had interactions with the other mom and stuff. It was Tia's mom and stuff like that. But to me, it was Static Shock. I just saw the way he just carried himself as a man, as a as a father. To me, that would stick out to me. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that one. You familiar with that?
No,
Me either.
no.
Shout out to the
I gotta
Pratt
do a
family.
throwback then. You matter of fact, gotta do movie stuff and stuff on my channel, whatever. I might just do that. Hey, look at that. It's like what black families represent in media or something. I had to sign off because it's hard to leave while he's here and I'm supposed to be. Oh, thank you. Shout out to Blind Guy's wife, their life. Honestly, great supporters though. But honestly, and I'm loving their content, what they're doing. Honestly, yeah. Man, you make me feel like
They
an
me
intern.
take cards. Hello, Gloria Miller. Welcome to the channel. While you're in here, real quick, let me go ahead and put this. Go ahead and like the video. Appreciate you. You like what you hear and you see. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I like some of those that you said. The Proud Family. Here's was something that I like about Sister, that it was too. I mentioned earlier people who take in children that are not theirs. So with
Yes.
Sister, that is an example of people taking a child that may have, and this especially shout out to the mother. I can't remember her name right now. To the mother,
She's
but
still, she's still looking the same,
yeah, Jackie.
Yeah,
Jackie played that
Jackie.
character. I was
Yeah,
trying to remember her name on the
I
show,
remember.
but
Yeah,
what I'm saying is she wasn't even. Hey, shout out to EBT cards, right? She wasn't even financially in ability to even take care of Tia. But did she give her away? No. You know what she did? She kept Tia. And then when she saw when she had an opportunity to give her a better life, she said yes.
yes.
And she moved into a situation that may have been a little uncomfortable, but it was for the betterment of her child that she took in. You get what I'm saying? So, hey, listen.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, nah, bro. They remember that one
Josh can't
episode,
be
like it was
acting a
one
fool.
episode where it was Penny, she was babysitting the baby kids, right? But Dejanay went out to the concert and stuff, right? I was like, yeah, the kids would have acted, man. And it's almost like it was ahead of its time because here, look where we are, how kids are acting nowadays. No, but you
I'm
said
not,
something that very was profound to me, right? This is my position too. I can care less what about the man or woman in a situation, about the children, right? Especially when you keep
yes,
hearing my kid, like no, our kid. What are you talking about, right?
absolutely,
What are you talking about?
absolutely,
Right? It's just like
absolutely.
making this distinction. I understand. Listen, that 9-month process for y'all, I understand that's what thing that God is giving you that we can never negotiate the pain that put you through and the point that it might even, and delete. I'm trying to be PC. But
Right.
but even then, it's to say that also what happens after that child is born, just to say, okay, because it came out of my body, therefore, like no, that's
Yeah,
not how it
yeah.
is.
It takes two. It takes two to create children, so therefore it takes two to raise one. And in the sense it takes two to raise one, that means there's two mentalities and two people coming up with how to raise this this human being. I think people keep forgetting this is a human being. Like how many people in the world did you come across that you dislike? You about to create one of those people? Come on now. Like let's give Let's give the children, the innocent, a better opportunity and create something for them. But yeah, I love that you came in. I want to do this conversation again. I'm thinking of doing it every Tuesday. We're going to talk about how to bring the Black nuclear family, come up with some solutions, have difficult conversations when it comes to relationships, because this is something that we need to fix in the Black community. Okay, we need to fix this. So I'm thinking of having this every Tuesday. What you think about that, Jada? You think that'd be cool?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea because I'm also working on things too, my schedule, because like I'm in my final semester. I have to realize I'm still a freaking student, right? But like I'm almost done, But
Or
I
Monday.
also know that. Excuse me.
I may do Monday because hold on, wait a minute. I'm thinking about Black Men Unfiltered. It may be Monday.
Yeah, because they have two. So they have Tuesday nights, I believe,
Right.
right? So Monday
Yeah.
would probably be your best route.
Yeah.
Because I'm working on having my schedule probably sometime middle of the day or whatever. Because I'm actually working on doing one about male and female communication, right? Because there's a clear barrier between us that we're not realizing.
In 2020, with one speech, Maya Angelou praised.
And
Right.
raised $300,000 for their chapter. Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know anything about that. I do
But
know Planned Parenthood. I just listen. Listen. Look, you look dead in the camera. I don't listen. That is a difficult conversation because it hurts to hear some of the things when it comes to right. That may just be a troll. Okay, listen. When we talk about the Black family, this is the reason why I'm thinking of making this a weekly thing that I do it every Monday, because there may be times that I may just have to suck it up and have the difficult conversations, because we gotta iron some of this stuff out. We have to. So I'm definitely gonna hit you up. Definitely. They're not a troll. This is
No,
a
they're
real
not troll.
person.
We can decide. Yeah, I can discern trolls, whatever. No, he's actually around some
He's
stuff,
trying to
whatever.
drop
But
some. He's trying to drop some jewels in here. That's what he's
mm-hmm.
doing, trying to give us some information. And I'm not mad at giving information because, like I said, these difficult conversations that he has highlighted. Shout out to welcome to the channel. While you're in here, want to let you know, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So if you like what you're
We don't
hearing, we're gonna
discriminate. We just like to have a conversation. Let's have
exactly.
the
We're definitely
conversation.
not going to discriminate. Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, I think every Monday we're going to have this conversation. It's going to be very solution based. So I'll probably bring up a topic based on relationships and in the Black community that may be an issue, and let's try to iron it out. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
and that's why I asked for like you, because like I'm stuff that I try to do on mine is sort of with solution based, but just for younger like Black males, because like, I don't see a lot of people my age doing this, right, or
yeah.
talking from a younger perspective, and I think that's a very crucial time. Even though some people say, hey, no matter how old you or young you start, we still have the problems when we're 40, 50. But either way,
This is true.
I don't think that I believe when you give information at a younger age, whatever, even though just because they stumble and lost their way, it's still in there, and it eventually can come out through certain experiences. So that's why I asked certain women too to contact me and let me know any solutions, whatever problems you might see from a younger perspective that I can tackle on younger. Because I just think that for
Yeah.
me that prevents a lot of situations from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
Mhm.
But thank you. Thank you, Jedi, for coming in. As soon as I saw you, so I got excited. I was like,
Yeah.
Jedi is here. Yes. Okay, so thank you everybody for coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go follow my guy, Jedi Mike, okay, where he has great conversations. And as you guys can see, the man is smart. Okay.
Appreciate it.
He has some
Thank you.
brains over there. And shout out to your last year. Last year, you're gonna have a big party when you graduate.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I'm gonna do because because like I said, this next semester is gonna be a lot and stuff, and deciding
Yeah.
where I'm gonna be moving at and everything and stuff like that. Because now, well, all the stuff, there's YouTube stuff going on, like it's been a blessing, but at the same time, like I want to make sure that if this is something like a sign from whoever that I need to like move forward and do this, whatever. I want to give it, 110%. So this is just whatever might be in store for me, whatever. I just make sure as a man I'm being humble, because the thing is with me is like, and I'll talk to you probably on the back end. This I can't stand this YouTube beef with folks. It's ridiculous, and it's like the egos and stuff, especially coming from the dudes. Like I don't
Yeah.
have enough energy to make a video about you and talk about this mess. Let's
Oh
talk
my God.
behind closed doors and call and just call the phone. I'll talk to you, and even then. Even though I'd have some folks I might be friends with who have issue,
Right.
even for probably me even being on this freaking show, or even some folks on this chat. You need to know
Right.
something from Jedi Mike. Listen, I'm like Chick-fil-A. You come to me, I keep you chicken. There's no beef, and I'm open on Sundays. But that's okay. Like but that's what I'm saying. Like I just want to have a conversation. Us men, just like we need to stop wasting this time, because like the worst thing you can do is being divisive in this situation, right? And us create another enemy when there is none. So like when actually the in terms of the enemy, what we're trying to do is basically this whole thing of deflecting and having all these arguing conversations, and really
Right.
just provide solutions and moving forward. So
Very much true. So I want to highlight this real quick before I let you go and I close out the show. He said your relationship topics are meaningless while half of our children are dissected in the womb. Conversations about moving forward cannot be meaningless if we're willing to have the difficult conversations, right? Because this, of course, talking about that particular word is important, right? My thing is this, right? My thing is this. A lot of us are angry.
yeah,
A lot of us are frustrated. And it sounds like you're someone who is frustrated and angry because of what's going on. You're bringing up a topic, and that is
I
definitely
know you don't like
important.
one content
And
creator. I know,
you,
I know her
and
name.
listen,
I know her name. I'm not gonna say it, but like I know.
okay, and a
Yeah,
lot of us are angry, we are frustrated, and certain topics we believe need to be okay, trash cans, that's my bro over there. All right, I see you brewing. Listen, some conversations some conversations are definitely important. That's why I'm willing to have this conversation weekly. Now, on one of the days where I'm willing to have a conversation about the thing that you are talking about, how we can talk specifically about women and the issues that women are going through, I welcome you. I just pray that you come with an open mind, because you
yes,
sound, just from the way that you are communicating in the chat, you sound hurt. And you, I don't know if you're going to take a person. I don't know. It's just the way that you're commenting in the section. I'm hoping that you will have an open mind, because here on my channel, we try to come with solutions, and we also try to come to a positive mentality, understanding that the negative exists. One of the guests that I'm going to have on the show is going to highlight a lot of the negatives that's happening in the Chicago area. Yet I'm going to have him on my show. Why? Because I can't. It's ignorant to ignore reality. It's ignorant.
that's right. That's
Now I
right.
come from a positive place, right? Yet it's difficult for me to say. I go outside and I have a whole bunch of people checking out for me, being there for me, and having a great community and a tribe, and ignoring the fact that sometimes at night I hear sirens and gunshots. It will be ignorant of me
Mhm.
to act like that doesn't exist. It is smart of me to know that there are definitely nuclear black families out there, and they're taking care of their family, and they take care of what they got going on, right? Right?
Right.
And then to act like as if there aren't women who are not putting children in the trash can, or act like there's women that are being not being taking care of their bodies and just getting pregnant and having these abortions that you're talking about, right? It would be ignorant of me. So that is the reason why I clicked on your comment, right? Because of course these conversations are important. I just, for people who are coming from an angry area, seek help, okay? Open your mind and think about how we can try to tackle these issues, right? Tackle these issues, because what I'm highlighting today is how we can get the black nuclear family, how we can build the black nuclear family.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing
Yeah.
today.
Mhm.
Now, on another day with another topic, maybe we can highlight what you're talking about. Today, that's not the day. Nope, she doesn't. She acknowledges them. And no, I'm not about to do that. Today is not the day, trash cans. Okay, today is not the
Mhm.
day, because that's not the narrative that we were bringing today. Not today. You know, it's the same as what he said with Chick-fil-A, right? If I'm coming in there with Chick-fil-A and I want some chicken, I'm not gonna ask for beef. Okay? Of just not. Absolutely. Solutions, right?
Right.
Now, if we have a ton of women out here that are having abortions, we need to figure out why and how we can try to dim it down to as low as possible because it's going to still exist.
Right. It's not going anywhere. It's not.
Can we limit it? It's as much as we can. Yes, I believe in opportunities. I believe in a village, and I believe in pushing that more than we push this love and hip hop. That's what we need to do. Okay, so that's all I'm
Mhm.
gonna say about that.
Yeah.
That's the
I'm
day.
coming from as a Christian, like this topic is very passionate. I understand
Mhm.
your frustration. I understand your
Frustration.
rage. I get it. I
Uh-huh.
get it. I get it. But it's like
Exactly.
certain things, pick the time and place for having those conversations. Right now,
Facts.
not time for it. If you
Yeah,
respect the
exactly.
platform, you can appreciate that. But yeah.
Hmm. Exactly. So yeah, so this is you guys coming in real hot because you're frustrated, you're mad. You talking to trolls, they not after progress. It's
Yeah.
okay, trash can. Just the thing for me is if we ignore people who are hurt like that, we will never solve it.
Right.
We'll never
Yeah.
solve it.
Right.
So I'm going to acknowledge them, but I'm going to let them know what conversation we're going to have because solutions is way better than complaining. Because when you complain, all you're doing is bringing more energy of what you do not want to see. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing energy towards what I want to see and what is best for our community. Okay?
Right.
Okay. They came in pairs. That's what I want to do. But thank you, Jedi Mike, for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm hoping that I get to see you next Monday. Am I going to see you next Monday when I talk
Yeah.
about the Black nuclear family again?
Yeah. I'm gonna put in my schedule. What time? Same time.
I'm thinking of doing 7 so that the people that are picking up their kids can come chime in.
Oh, right. Yeah. Cause I'm also trying to find the right schedule too, but I'm gonna let you know because I want you to get you on my my platform too. But no, this was great. And honestly,
Hmm.
hopefully I was able to get in time before
Right.
I had gone tonight and stuff. But I just want to know that I support you. I look forward to like the work relationship we have in the future and everything. 'Cause,
Yes.
like I've
Yes.
been watching you, and I
I
make sure that
appreciate
my
that.
time invested in people. I'm very discerning people who I want to talk to. And but it's the thing with me. It's just like you had the situation right now. I like some people could cast them out. I'll acknowledge it. I'll have a conversation with people that will ever disagree with me. But if it comes to the whole thing, this beef, and we're gonna do this whole name calling and other crap like
Yeah.
that, nah,
Yeah.
I was raised to be better, be above that. But now, yes, I'm gonna have shortcomings of that. We get heated and everything, and that's why, like, situation with no Miss Twan over here, I'd love to have a conversation with you, ma'am. And just because whoever I'm affiliated with, I hope that does not discard anything. I ain't having assumptions about me because I
Hmm.
represent me.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So I just want to acknowledge that from people. Just understand that sometimes people you can be friends with, you can be rallying in conflict when you never even started in the first place, and that's how you get deleted sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys go ahead and follow Mr. Jedi Mike 7. You guys see how smart this brother is. So go check him out. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks for having me.
Jedi. Have a
Yeah,
good night.
Twan, I got you on the IG. So yeah,
Okay, good. Yes, perfect.
got you.
All right. Good night. Now, um, everybody, listen. We're here about solutions, right? Okay. Okay. Exactly. Listen, we're about solutions here. Of course, we're not about to just sit here and just complain about everything. We're gonna call solutions. Okay. I don't I don't want listen, we come with solutions. And I want to thank everybody who came here, everyone who contributed to the conversation, everybody who chimed in, everyone who called in the comic session, and everyone who wants to come back. I would love for you to like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you really like what you saw and what you heard today, listen, let me make sure I go to the right spot, okay? Yes, there we go. I would love for you to hit that notification bell, okay? And I appreciate everybody here, okay? This is the type of conversations I like to have. solution-based conversations where we get to talk about how we can bring back the nuclear family, and possibly even talk about some of the, hey, Chicago kid is back. Hold on. How you coming here as soon as I'm about to leave? Okay? How you gonna come in here as soon as I'm about to leave? Yes, it was definitely a pleasure having you. I don't know. I haven't heard any solutions. Just self-congregations, future children. Don't send money to her. Okay. Anywho, if you're hurt, I can't help you. But I don't know who Chicago kid is, but let me see if they have something to say before we leave. Because they were supposed to come up here before. And let me see. They will be, hold on. Oh, you need to connect to a mic. Oh, you're not connected to a mic. Yeah, I need you to connect to a mic. How are you going to have a conversation and not connect to a mic? Hold on, wait a minute. I can't even bring you up here, Chicago kid. I can't. So we're going to close out the show. All right? Great conversation. Thank you. Appreciate you. A troll can't argue with you. Can't negotiate with it. I'm not. Okay? I'm not. And I'm not even going to call them a troll. I'm going to call them hurt souls. I'm going to call them souls that need assistance. Souls that need some guidance and some potentially prayer, because it's one thing. I hear you on that. It's one thing to be frustrated about these particular topics. It's a whole nother thing that if you can't even do what my girl said over here, let me go ahead and highlight what she said. Okay? Let me highlight what she said. If you cannot open up a book and your heart. Now, you guys did some reading, but are you guys have an open heart and mind? Okay? I need you to have that, because we can't have solutions and fix the issues that you guys are complaining about if you do not, okay? If you do not open up your heart and your mind in them books, nothing is going to get fixed. Absolutely nothing is going to get fixed. As angry as you are, you think I'm not? That's all I got to say. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. I think you guys are wonderful. You guys are wonderful. I'm your girl, charaebarnes. Thank you for chiming in. We're going to do this every Monday. I'm thinking 6:30 CST, Central Time. 6:30. 6:30 is the time I'm going to do. I think that's a good time. What y'all think? Y'all think that's a good time? I think 6:30. Yeah, for sure. For sure, there is. Hey, it is. Because I'm a small channel, baby. But we gonna keep rocking. It's only growth over here, okay? Then you guys have a good night. And I hope to see you guys again. Peace.